Hello and welcome to another A-Level Economics video with me, Mr Goff, for MrGoff.com. This video will focus on the price mechanism. The price mechanism is the term we use to refer to the setting of prices through the interaction of buyers and sellers in a marketplace. That is, through the interactions of supply and demand. The functions of the price mechanism to allocate resources are rationing, incentive, and signalling. We'll take a look at each of these effects in more detail now. Wants are unlimited, but resources are limited, so those resources must be allocated because all wants cannot be satisfied. Price has a rationing effect on the allocation of resources. This is because if there is more demand for a product than supply, the price for that product will rise, and consumers will be able to afford less of that product. An example of this can be seen in music festivals that regularly sell out, such as Glastonbury, where this leads to higher prices in the future. This can mean that some people who used to go every year may end up having to go every other year. Where supply is more plentiful than demand, prices will be low to ensure a lot of the good will be sold. Farmers who have a bumper harvest often end up facing such low prices that they don't end up making much more profit, sometimes making even less. Higher prices mean it is possible for producers to make greater profits. This provides an incentive for firms to increase production or for new firms to move into a market. High prices for electric vehicles have led to a surge in companies that produce them. Low prices encourage consumers to purchase more because their total utility increases. That is, they can gain more satisfaction if they buy goods when they're on sale. Consumers, through their choices, decide what should be produced. Higher prices reflect higher demand and signal to producers that more output is needed. For instance, the market for computer chips has long suffered from a situation where there is more demand than supply. This has led to high prices. This, in turn, has led producers to begin to make additional factories to increase their output. Currently, there are a large number of big producers in the sector, greatly increasing their capacity. Lower prices signal that less production of a good is needed. For instance, DVDs are going down in price year on year. This is because less people are interested in having them, and so less of them need to be produced. The price mechanism also works on the factors of production. For example, higher wages can attract more workers to an industry. Recently, the UK government has committed to a fund that would allow schools to pay teachers extra for teachers of STEM subjects in order to recruit and retain the best possible staff. Another example of the price mechanism working on factors of production is that higher prices can lead to more output being produced for a specific purpose. An increase in firms wanting to incorporate AI into their products has led to an increase in demand for AI chips, which are much more expensive and complicated than other forms of computer chips. This has led to a lot of chip producers switching to these products because of their high profitability. The key benefits of the price mechanism are that it happens automatically without the need for regulators, that consumers, through their choices, decide what is produced, and so resources are allocated to satisfy the most in-demand wants and needs, and that when resources are used efficiently, which they should be in this case, then prices are lower. The key problems with the price mechanism are that inequality is likely because differences in skill and education lead to differences in income and wealth, and in turn this leads to an unequal distribution of goods and services. This can become ingrained because wealth can provide unequal opportunities to education for the next generation, leading to these problems occurring again. With only the price mechanism, certain goods wouldn't be produced. For instance, Who would produce street lighting? Where would the profit be? Left unchecked, the price mechanism could lead to more demerit goods being produced than is good for society. Demerit goods are those that have a harmful effect for society, such as cigarettes and alcohol. The government tries to interfere in the market so that these are more expensive because left just to the price mechanism, more alcohol and tobacco may be consumed than is good for society. This places extra strain on the health services. In addition, with the price mechanism alone in place, less merit goods may be consumed. Let's look at the flu shots that are given out each year. The government gives these out free to people over a certain age. This reduces the strain on the health services. If people had to pay for these each year, then less might be given out. That brings us to the end of this video on the price mechanism. Join me again in the next video when I'll be looking at consumer and producer surplus. Use the resources at mrgoff.com to help you revise economics. And until next time, it's bye for now.